I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Legacy Evolution ARMADA Universe HOTSHOT, and I love this toy. Released in the spring of 2023, this figure is brand new and available right now as of the time of this recording. It is a deluxe class figure and it retails for approximately $20. So I have been looking forward to this figure because I like the design of HOTSHOT, but man, that original ARMADA HOTSHOT was a brick built around a gimmick. So it's kind of cool. It's really cool to get a new modern take on these old figures that are not G1, on these old characters from other lines. It's really cool to have them all coming together and see modern takes on them. HOTSHOT here, the vehicle is designed, well, actually, let's see what he comes with. You get the figure, you get the rifle, which is already mounted there on the hood, and you get a sheet of instructions. Unfortunately, we did not get his Minicon partner Jolt. That was a missed opportunity. So hopefully we'll either get that along the way at some point in the future, or maybe I'll just 3D print one. I don't know. My original ARMADA HOTSHOT is put away. It's in storage, and I can't get to it right now, unfortunately, so I don't have them here for comparison. But we do have some figures we'll be able to compare them to. Checking out HOTSHOT himself, the design of the vehicle is very, very true, very faithful to his original design. He looks really, really neat, going all the way around, done in yellow with some black details, a little bit red here and there. You got a little bit of red in the back there. You got the red Autobot logo there. You even have the Minicon port, which actually, let me try this out real quick. This may not be the best demonstration for this, but it's the only Minicon I have out right now, you know, yellow on yellow. This is Sparkplug from the ARMADA Optimus Prime. So, and of course, I keep him mounted to his shoulder, so we're going to see if that works, because I actually haven't tested this yet. I can't get to that. The way this is designed, I can't get to it. So he doesn't work. But the port is the same, so if I could get to him, that port would work. Let me try a different one. This guy, I forget his name, but this is for the smaller Optimus Prime. I forget what his name is. But yep, sure enough, that works. That fits. So check that out. So he can fit Minicons on that Minicon port. How cool is that? So I wonder if you have an original Jolt. An original Jolt might actually work for that. That is a properly sized Minicon port. How cool is that? Vehicle here is approximately 4.5 inches long and about 1.5 inches tall. Rolls okay. The wheels are kind of weird because of the gimmick. Yes, he does have a gimmick. Gimmicks are making a return apparently, which also explains why the back wheels are so weird. So the front wheels, you know, we've got those clip-on wheels, but at least it's the better kind of clip-on wheels, the ones where the wheel is clipped on the inside, so that you can have a properly molded wheel on the outside. So that's nice. However, the back, you can see that there's a slot here, and then there's a hole on this one, and this is because the whole rear axle here is going to become his over the head cannon, like just exactly like the one he had on the show. And of course, he's got the engine guns there into the front. You can open these up. This is not an official thing, but it does work kind of like it did in the original show, where these would open up for an attack mode. So that's a thing that you can do if you want to do it. It can be done. A couple of comparisons. Here he is with ARMADA Optimus Prime. This is the smaller deluxe version. This is the one that came with this Minicon, if you're wondering. Whose name I can't remember, but there's Prime, so you can see what the two of them look like together. And for a little bit more modern comparison, here he is with Earthrise Sideswipe, so you can see what the two of them look like together, what the size comparisons are. Transformation for HOTSHOT is pretty simple. However, the tolerances on this figure are weird. They're not weird, they're weak, and there's a very good chance that some of these parts are going to pop off while we're transforming him, and we'll talk about that as it happens. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, is remove that gun engine piece off the hood. Just take that off, set it off to the side. You can see he's got 2 pegs, 2 ports. There you go. Okay, we're going to start up here at, oh, this is neat. Start right here with the door. So we're going to pop the doors open, and I don't know if this is done on purpose or not. This is part of the transformation that you have to send the doors to the front. But it's neat because it kind of works like, hey, he's got working doors. So that's kind of neat. So these are double hinged, and you're just going to bring these all the way forward, just like that. Let's back this up just a little bit. There you go. Take the whole roof right here, and we're going to just pop this up, and we're going to split the roof and the front of the car right here. So we're going to split these off, and then there you go. I just popped that one off. And this is not a piece that normally pops off. And for the hood right here, you want to slide this. You see how that is kind of keyed in? So instead of pulling them apart, what you want to do is kind of slide this up and down like that. That's going to allow you to separate that. And I'm going to try to pop this back in. That's on a ball joint. So unfortunately, yeah, the figure, at least on mine, the tolerances are not great, and parts do tend to pop off while you're transforming them. So if you look at the back of the legs right here, this is on a double hinge. So these are going to extend all the way out. There's a little tab right there that's supposed to go into that slot there. And it kind of soft tabs. It's not super secure. So we'll do that on both of these. Extend those out and tab those in place. This piece right here that I showed you on the bumper, this is going to flip over to form the feet. And then let's talk about these roof pieces here. These have been a bit of a point of contention for people. So we're going to, let's turn them this way so you can see what's happening here. The little piece up here, this is going to flip in. You just flip it in. It doesn't really go anywhere. Just, it just gets flipped in. This whole piece rotates on a ball joint, and then it turns. And what's happening here is that the roof of the car is covering this hollow spot on the back of the leg. So again, let's flip this in. Let's bring this down. So this is the back of the leg, and as you can see, that would be hollow, very open. So that's what this is doing. The roof of the car is just coming around there to cover that up, and then we can rotate them at the waist, and there's the bottom half of them done. Arms are going to rotate out like that. Bring this up just a little more, and then this part here, let's hope this doesn't come off. So let's take the little I almost call them wind vanes, the little spoiler pieces here, and just kind of pop these open like this. These are on a double hinge as well. The whole back of the car is going to hinge back, and then it's going to hinge on this hinge right here, and this hinge pops off on me a lot right there. So this is going to pop forward. You see those two slots there? These are meant to go here on these two tabs. They do not tab in on mine. It's more of a guide to tell me where it's supposed to go than anything else. That does not tab in place there. So that goes there. Open up the chest here, pull his head out, close the chest back up, get everything lined up. And then the spoiler pieces are going to come down. And again, there's a tab here. This doesn't feel like the chest is closing all the way. So there's a tab right here on the top of his chest. And there's these slots on the spoiler pieces that these are supposed to peg into or tab into. And again, serves us as more of a guide than it really does functionality. They don't really, as you can see, it doesn't really tab in place. It's just kind of there to show me where it's supposed to go. I don't know if that's on my figure or if that's on all of the figures, but that's how that's working. And but there you go. There is HOTSHOT in his robot mode, standing at approximately 5.5 inches tall, give or take. Looking pretty good. I like how this figure looks. I don't mind this stuff back here. I know a lot of people don't like this. I really don't see anywhere else where it could have gone. I'll tell you this. I like this much better, having it back here behind the leg, than having it mounted on his forearm like the original figure did. The original figure had half a car roof on each arm. This looks cleaner. This looks more like the cartoon. So I like this better than having it up here. I think this is a much better solution. He does have a backpack right there. That's for his weapon. We're going to see that in a moment. He's looking okay. I think he looks all right. I wish the tolerances were better. I wish he didn't fall apart anytime I try to play with him. Full disclosure, the inside of the thighs are hollow. I 3D printed some fillers. I put them in to see how they would look, and now I can't get them out. I had every intention to take those out before the review. I can't get them out. So, yeah, those are 3D printed. I made those. So, yeah, there you go. That's why those are there. Articulation-wise, the head can turn side to side. No ball joint, so it's side to side. And the little visor can also move up and down. The arms can move forward and backwards. And, of course, they would go 360, but they are hindered by, his backpack. Very much in Armada fashion. Arms can go in and out, rotate at the bicep, bend at the elbow, nothing at the wrist, rotation at the waist. Universal at the hip, so forward, backward, in and out, rotation at the thigh, bend at the knee. Now the bend at the knee is kind of difficult to do sometimes, because you go to bend them at the knee, and what ends up happening when you go to bend them at the knee is that this hinge gets out. Again, because these tabs are not holding the knee in place the way they're supposed to. But when they do turn the way they're supposed to, he does have a bend at the knee. And he could bend, if you move the kibble around, you can bend, you can get him to bend a little more and just kind of play with the angles on this. But you see how that tab just keeps popping off on me? Again, the tolerances on this figure are just terrible. I really like this figure, I really do, but he's just not fun to play with because he just falls apart. And then, of course, the feet, you got ankle tilts there on the feet as well. You can do pretty wide stances with him. Alrighty, let's get into his gimmick real quick. So, of course, if he had his minicon, there would be nowhere for his minicon to plug into in robot mode because the minicon port's behind his head. So, unfortunately, the minicon has nowhere to plug into. But if he had his minicon would plug in. His visor would come down, and then this cannon back here pop up on that hinge, and then you rotate that, and then you kind of give him a wide stance. My body is a cannon stance like that, which looks really, really neat. And I am curious, I think, yes it does, works with the blast effects. Check that out. That is awesome. That is really, really neat. I had not tried. I had a feeling that this was going to work, but I hadn't tried it yet until just now. Check that out. That's so cool. That is absolutely awesome. That's so cool. I love that. That's really cool. Attention to detail on Hasbro's part of the design team for that. That's really neat that they made that work. Yeah, he doesn't have the minicon, but at least that worked. Man, I am just so tickled with that. Turn this back around. Pop this back in. Do I have that right? I think I have it right. And then pop this up again. That is so, so cool. Yeah, I'll take it. That's really neat. Again, this is a really, really neat figure. I hope that the issues that I'm having are with my copy and that this is not across the board and that other people have better tolerances with their figure. Because, Ben, I like this figure a lot, but I can't play with him because he's always falling apart on me. But I really do like him a lot. A couple of comparisons. Again, here he is with Armada Optimus Prime, not the big figure. This is the little deluxe one. I am not getting the big one off the shelf right now. But there you go, so you can see what the two of them look like together. And again, for a little bit more of a modern comparison, here he is next to Earthrise. Side swipe so you can see what the two of them look like together. Again, I really, really like this figure. If you're a fan of Armada and you want an updated HOTSHOT, I never got the Universe HOTSHOT, the classics or the Chud or the Universe or whatever you want to call it. I wanted it. I just never found it. I never got it. So I never got that one. So the only HOTSHOT I have is the original one. So this, I think, is an improvement. Give and take, 50-50, right? The original figure is a brick, but it's a brick that doesn't fall apart on you when you try to play with it. This one is articulated. He's very playable, but he falls apart. At least this one falls apart on me. So it's kind of like 50-50. So hopefully, again, those are just tolerance issues with my figure and not something you're going to experience on yours. And I think that about does it for the transfer. Oh, wait a minute. No, it doesn't. It does not do it because we did not give him a weapon. Weapon I don't like. It's got two pegs right there. Pick a peg and put his weapon in his hand, and it's always going to be off-centered, and I don't like that. And I think that about does it for the Transformers Legacy Evolution Armada Universe HOTSHOT. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.